Good morning, everybody. Most welcome in new chapter and imperial city Hampi, Vijayanagar Empire. This is very important chapter of your syllabus. As you know, your syllabus is already revised, and the travelers accounts is eradicated from your syllabus. Partition of India is also eradicated from your syllabus. But this Vijayanagar Empire is very, very important, not only for your syllabus, your examination, but also for the better learning of Indian heritage, architectural style, a very good cultural heritage of India. But this Vijayanagar Empire, the capital of Vijayanagar Empire was Hampi, and this Hampi was selected by UNESCO in 1986 as a World Heritage Site. It means the Hampi is located on the world map. But what is the importance of this Hampi and why the name of the capital of Vijayanagar Empire is Hampi? Actually, the main deity, the goddess of Vijayanagar Empire is Pampa Devi. And Pampa Devi converted into Hampa Devi, and then after Hampa Devi to Hampi. So this is the meaning of name. A goddess of Vijayanagar Empire was Pampa Devi, and the main god was the Birupaksh. Birupaksh temple is very, very important of this Vijayanagar Empire. Where is Vijayanagar Empire? Vijayanagar Empire is located in the southern part of the Krishna river, Tungabhadra river, and the last core of the Indian peninsula means the Kanyakumari. From both sides, Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat was the eastern boundary and western boundary. It was one of the most powerful and prosperous dynasty of India during the period of this 30th and 40th century. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the Delhi Sultan, and the two commanders, Harihar and Bukka, was the commander of this Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Both sended to invaded the southern part of India. They just came and invaded this region, and they established the Vijayanagar Empire in 1336. Harihar and Bukka, on the name of his spiritual teacher Vidyanagar, this Vidyanagar converted into the Vijayanagar. And one interesting facts that I am going to share with you. Do you know what is the name of this Vijayanagar Empire in the Karnataka? This is known as Karnatak Samrajyum. Karnatak Samrajyum. So these are the three names: Vijayanagar Empire, Vidyanagaram, and Samrajyum. Now, we have to know about the step-to-step development of the Vijayanagar Empire. But as some very, very important dynasty of the Vijayanagar Empire, and that is the first of all Sangam dynasty. Sangam dynasty is from 1485. First dynasty was the Sangam dynasty, and Harihar and Bukka was the main king of this dynasty. Then after a second dynasty came, this is the Sulu dynasty, and Sulu was the commander of the Sangam dynasty who just finished the Sangam dynasty in 1503. Then after the third dynasty was the Tulu dynasty. This Tulu dynasty was very famous, and the main history and culture of Vijayanagar is related to this Tulu dynasty, because one of the greatest king of the Vijayanagar Empire was Krishna Dev Rai, belonged to this Tulu dynasty. What is the importance of Vijayanagar Empire? Vijayanagar Empire and the Krishnadev Raya, there is a very close relation, because we know about the Vijayanagar Empire, then due to the achievements of this Krishnadev Raya. What are some important achievements of the Krishnadev Raya? First of all, Krishnadev Raya expanded the area of Vijayanagar Empire. He invaded the Doab, the Raichur region between the Tungabhadra rivers and Krishna rivers. Then after, in 1514, he invaded over the Odisha and he attached the Odisha with the Vijayanagar Empire. Then after, in 1520, Bijapur was also defeated by Krishnadev Raya. And then after, the Vijayanagar Empire was broader and broader. The area of the Vijayanagar Empire was broadest during the reign of Krishnadev Raya. Krishnadev Raya was also very important, very famous for his administration, and Ashtadiggaj was the courtiers of the Krishnadev Raya. Krishnadev Raya is also very famous for his way of justice. Krishnadev Raya is also very famous for a new development in the architectural achievement. He was very inspired by the so many buildings of the south, like Chol dynasty and Hoysal dynasty. He was inspired by the Brihadaswar temple of Tanjore, and he adopted this architectural style to build many temples in the Vijayanagar Empire. He had given a new style of architectural buildings, that is the Gopuram. Gopuram is the gateway of the very artistic way it was constructed. And he was also very famous. He was famous to establish a new city on the respect of his mother, and this is the Nagalpuram, very near to the Vijayanagar Empire. Now beta, after the death of Vijayanagar Empire in 1529, the empire was disturbed. Empire was just decreases. The area of empire was decreases, and a new dynasty came into the power in 1542, and that is the Araviddu dynasty. This Araviddu dynasty was not so important, not so powerful, and ultimately in 1565, the commander of this Araviddu dynasty was Ram Rai. Ram Rai fought an important war against a combined army of Golconda, Vijayanagar, and one is what was the name of this other Sultanate, and that is the Ahmednagar, Vijayanagar, Ahmednagar, Bijapur and Golconda. This combined army attacked on the Vijayanagar, and Vijayanagar completely destroyed by this Muslim Sultanate. But the way of destroying is showing an example that they hate to this city, and they did not want to the existence of temple. It is not looking that a ruler is attacking on the another ruler. It is looking that a religious power is attacking on the other religious power, because all temples and important buildings were destroyed by these sultans, and then after the Vijayanagar converted into a ruins. Do you know what is the name of this war, which was held in 1565? This war is known as the Talikota War. Rakshasi Hatangadi is also the another name of this war. after this war, the Vijayanagar Empire just going to limited, and in the Hoysal, number one, and Penukonda and Chandragiri, these are only the two regions where the Vijayanagar Empire limited, and then after it was controlled by these sultans. It was a war of like an expansion of the Islam. You can say it was an example of the Ghazwa-e-Hind. So this Vijayanagar Empire was totally destroyed. Krishnadev Rai play important role in the making of a good coordination among the all sultans of Vijayanagar, Golconda and Ahmednagar. But what happened? When the condition was weak of the Vijayanagar Empire, these all three sultans attacked on the Vijayanagar Empire and destroyed it. So this is the difference as a Hindu rulers and the sultans rulers. In so many critical conditions, Vijayanagar Empire also helped to these three sultans. So this Krishnadev Rai was also known as the Yavan Raj. Yavan Raj means the king of Greek. So, but this is a very, very important step to step process that how this Vijayanagar Empire was destroyed. But a Vijayanagar Empire was also very famous, that it is very interesting story that how it was discovered. The discovery of this Vijayanagar Empire was by the Colin Mackenzie. The Colin Mackenzie was a great engineer, the first surveyor of India, and he was an administrative officer of the Madras Presidency under the British East India Company. He came in this region. He was very inspired to, he was very interested to study the ruins of Vijayanagar Empire. He wanted to know about the heritage and culture and rites and ritual of the India to rule over them smoothly. So he first of all met to the priests of the Virupaksha temple of Vijayanagar Empire. He collected many drafts, many written evidences about the Vijayanagar Empire. And another thing, step to steps process was going on. The second process was so many photographies, and the first photographies was conducted by the in 1856 Alexander Greenlaw. Alexander Greenlaw, the first detailed photographs of these archaeological sites published in the outside of the Vijayanagar Empire. And many people very interested to these ruins. They wanted to know what is the importance of these buildings. But in 1876, J.F. Fleet started documenting the inscriptions on the temple walls at the site. This Vijayanagar Empire was also introduced by the help of the travelers' accounts of Arabs, Italy, and some other countries. Some Tamils and Kannada literature also help to know about the Vijayanagar Empire, means the literary resources. Okay, so these are some important sources that we can reconstruct the history of Vijayanagar Empire. Now, another thing I am going to discuss about two aspects of this Vijayanagar Empire. First of all, this Vijayanagar Empire was very interesting water supply system. The water supply system was totally based on the river of Krishna and Tungabhadra river. This region was low rainfall region, so they constructed many dams to restore the water resources, rainfall or the river of this Tungabhadra and Krishna river. They also constructed many tanks to conserve the water because it is a drought region. So what happened, beta? One very important tank was the Kamalapuram tank. The evidence of this tank is also present in present time. Another is so many canals also constructed. The Hiriya canal on the name of the Harihar, who was the founder of this Vijayanagar empire, is also a very, very important structure of this water supply. So these are some important features of the water supply. Vijayanagar empire is also very, very important for the agricultural system. This agricultural system was very unique, that which is not found in the other dynasty. Do you know this Vijayanagar empire is also mentioned by Babur in his autobiography Tuzuke Babri. He showed the prosperity and the way of justice of the Krishnadev Rai in his famous book Tuzuke Babri. So, what is the what were some important base of this economic prosperity of this Vijayanagar empire? The trade system was very, very rich. The Vijayanagar empire was directly connected with the Arabs and Middle Asia. In the Vijayanagar empire army, many horses and other elephants imported, and the export item of the Vijayanagar empire was the ivory, spices, silk, cotton clothes. These were some very, very high demand in the Europe and the Arab. Udyar were the trade community of this Vijayanagar empire, and Kudirai Chetti were the traders of the horses. Remember that in 1498 Portuguese also came to India, first of all as an European traders in the dynasty of Vijayanagar empire, and Vijayanagar empire was allowed to establish their trade center in the Cochin, and then after in 1510 the Albuquerques established the Goa. So first of all, the trade relationship with the Europe in this era, the empire was the Vijayanagar empire. So the Vijayanagar empire also, the people of Vijayanagar empire were very enjoy the luxurious life because they had so many sources of income and they had the good demand, so the trade and economic prosperity is very high. What was the political system? There were two most important units of this Vijayanagar empire political system. First of all, the Naikaj. Who were Naikaj? Naikaj were the soldiers or commanders of Vijayanagar army. The main responsibility is to protect the boundary of Vijayanagar empire. The war fighting is another very important responsibility. Expansion of the agricultural field with the farmers is another very important responsibility. And remember that one very important features, they spoke Tamils and Kannada language. Time to time they revolted against the Vijayanagar empire. And the second important units of this Vijayanagar empire is the Amar Naikaj. Amar Naikaj was totally based on the Ikta system of Delhi Sultanate, and they were the head of the provinces of Vijayanagar empire. The main responsibility is to collect more and more taxes for the account of Vijayanagar empire. Vijayanagar, the Amar Naikaj, at least one time in a year to present in the court and give a big amount of precious gift to the king, and the king of Vijayanagar empire is known as the Rai, like Krishnadev Rai. Then after, the Amar Naikaj also helped to army support to the Vijayanagar empire time to time. So these are some differences. And agricultural system was very unique under the boundary. but there are some advantage and disadvantage of this agricultural system. Advantage is that if a prolonged sieging of the Fort Vijayanagar Empire, they had no crisis of food grains. The agricultural crops was not destroyed. The protection of agriculture is easier. Some other facilities were also available for the agriculture, but some disadvantage. Disadvantage is what? The cost of agricultural activity is very high. The taxes was very high. Second, during the war time, the crops badly destroyed. They were unable to supply the fertilizer, seeds and tools and other inputs of the agriculture because the enemy's armies was surrounded from all sides. So these are some important challenges, disadvantage of this agriculture. So beta, in this episode I have already discussed at least 3 most important things: the expansion and establishment, second the political system, economy and agriculture. In our next episode I will discuss about the royal center, the architectural features of Vijayanagar Empire. After this conversation I am just going to give some important questions. You will write in your notebook and please submit your notebook on your group. Thank you. Have a nice day.